push him.
If you push him, Jerry. If you ride him. If you ride him. Oh, hi. That's not what you think it is.
That's the imitation of RJ doing Robin Williams.
That's not what you think it is.
Good Will Hunting, making Robin Williams sound like he's straight off the boat from Ireland.
Yes. He's like,
if you push him.
But if you push him, Jerry, if you ride him. It's like, oh my God. I don't know if you guys remember what scene that was. It was near the end of the movie when they were fighting over how to further their counseling with Matt Damon's character. And he's trying to tell his best friend he's not like him. And he's trying to, but they're both really radically intelligent, therefore he should be like him, because that's how he'll get ahead. And the kid just doesn't want that. That's not what he wants out of life. And that's not how he did, and he can't understand that. His friends try to, you push him, Jenny, if you ride him.
If you ride him.
I can anyway. I don't know why I told you that.
They don't either.
That is the redoubtable one-timers of the Holiday Question One Argument Ratio, segment 2. Welcome to IDD. For those who know, I don't disagree. Happy Halloween from a frigid. It was a little frigid tonight. It was got the extra layers on us, so we were prepared. We were prepared, but it was a little. Given it was like 80 degrees for like 4 straight days, it just fucked with our wheelhouse. Fucked with our wheelhouse totally.
It's much colder now, though.
It is. It's gotten colder, but we're also not walking around and.
Walking around and drinking, which is luckily our friends came through.
Yeah, Jackie, love you, girl. Thank you.
Warmed us up.
You and Creekamore, I love you both. That was just clutch. Talk about a blood transfusion.
Well then, plasma.
Nothing like a little type A.
Plasma, little O positive.
Type A, proof positive, baby.
O positive in
type
there.
A. A little bit of that type A.
A little AB negative.
Oh my Jesus!
You get a little AB negative.
Well, who's your father? Whoa.
Where's your brother?
Who's your sister? What's your mother? I mean, this stuff.
Let's get back on track.
Anyway, segment 2, all things NBA. First week of the season in the books. Boston Celtics are what we thought they were right out of the gate.
Don't go on Dennis Green.
The Knicks look good. They look good. They do. They've been pretty impressive, I think.
What are they? 3-2?
They're 3-2, but they played the Celtics tough. Who was it? They lost to our playoff team too, didn't they?
They did.
It was
the Pelicans.
Pelicans were good, and they're actually healthy.
They beat the Hawks, didn't they?
They beat the Hawks in Atlanta convincingly, and they won. They beat Cleveland in Cleveland tonight convincingly. So
and they lost to the Pelicans and the Celtics.
Yeah. 2 good teams, so nothing wrong with that. Though, and the Celtics are picked by many to win the whole damn thing.
And they were in that game with the Celtics.
Pretty much the whole way.
Yeah.
So the thing is, the Boston Celtics, starting 5 anyway, good God, the murderer's row. But after Al Horford, I think he's a good 6-man. He's doing his job. After Al Horford, there is a cliff right now. Now again,
Pritchard isn't playing well.
None of them are. Hauser couldn't hit sand if he fell off a camel. This is a guy who last year was 44% 3-point shooter.
Was he getting more minutes last year?
No, he's getting more this year. So far, anyway, he's played in all 3 games. And last night when they bum blasted the Wizards, they were up 32 at the end of the third quarter. Missoula justifiably takes all the starters out and puts the bench in. And they proceed to blow 13 points.
Way.
It went from 32 all the way down to as low as 16. They almost cut it completely in half.
Did they pull them? Or did they?
They didn't put the starters back in. They ran out of time. Like eventually they scored a couple of baskets. Right. Al Horford, not Al Horford, but I mean like.
So they kept it no more than 16.
They won by 19.
Okay.
But it wasn't.
It's not that bad.
It was 30 plus. And the thing is, I understand.
But you pull all the scoring and defense off the floor.
Yeah, but your bench is supposed to be able to hold the fort against their bench because they gave up 2. It was bench against bench.
Yeah.
And your bench pistol whipped, or rather, their pistol whipped our bench. They did. They pistol whipped them. Like, what the fuck? How much? And they're not a good team. The Wizards aren't a good team. The Wizards stink. What's that?
How's the bench been playing against other teams? No.
Hey, not really that good. Horford has played good. Horford has. He's been the perfect 6-man. It's after him.
Yeah.
Now, it hasn't been so noticeable because whenever they put one of these guys in, they keep the 3 starters around them, so they're never quite alone out there with more than 3 starters at a time. But they rotate Brown and Tatum out and Porzingis with Horford, and they do it that way. And then they bring one of these bench players in that rotation. But there's never more than 2 of them out there with 3 starters at a time. And there can't be because they can't handle it right now, for whatever reason.
Well, I mean, when you look at what they did to their roster, moving Marcus Smart,
Grant
Williams really created that hole because now Derek
Brogdon, who won the 6th man. That's 3 bench players.
Who was on the bench along with Grant Williams is now a starter. So now the bench is even.
I'm saying.
But I still think they built the team.
No, they did. Listen, the bottom line is the starting 5 is far superior to the other one too. That's the other thing. I mean, they can beat you in a number of ways, like literally a number of ways, and they can take Tatum and Brown out and not. That both of them could be out at the same time now, and they can still hang.
Yeah,
they couldn't do that before. But with Holiday and Derek White's emergence and Kristaps Porzingis, whatever you call it, resurgent tour, whatever it is. They have enough firepower to hold. They could take both. They could never take them both out at the same time. They could never do that. Even when they made their run to the finals 2 years ago, they couldn't do that.
Yeah,
they couldn't do it. And they had technically they had a deeper team, but they didn't have this kind of firepower. Like literally, I mean, Drew Holiday could get you 30 points, and now Derek White apparently can get you 30 points because he was the leading scorer when they beat Miami. Then he had 28 points.
That's Joel's guy.
I'm just saying, Joel loves him.
He does.
He does. He almost made his prediction true. He almost did, but he didn't. So.
He did say Derek White would win it
with a tip in off the weak side.
No, he did not say that. I'm not giving him credit for that.
No. He didn't even take the first 2 shots. So he wasn't even. He
took the second shot.
I'm saying, but he wasn't one of the first 2 looks. It was Tatum and then Brown. He wasn't even.
It was Tatum and then Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart. I'm sorry. It was nobody. He wasn't even looking at him. That's
Off
the point.
Boom,
he wasn't.
Boom on the middle
yeah,
of
he
the rim.
wasn't the 4th option. He wasn't the 4th option. And the bottom line is he got the winning basket. But the thing is, no, Joe didn't predict that, so I'm not going to listen to him that shit. No,
he didn't predict that.
No, he did predict.
He said what he said.
Yeah, so anyway. That's the end of it. The Celtics starting 5 this year is significantly better, has more firepower. For the simple fact that for whatever the Time Lord gave you on defense, he basically gave it back on offense because he couldn't score. And opponents could make life very difficult for Tatum and Brown because they could double off him. You can't double off Kristaps Porzingis. He won't just burn you. He can burn you inside and outside. He can burn you for 3 as quickly as he can do for 2. Time Lord couldn't do that. No way. So he was easy to double off. You can't do that with Porzingis. So we're right there. And Drew Holiday is a better version of Marcus Smart. He is a better version. If you take everything you liked about Marcus Smart and add a brain to it. Just add a brain to it. Add a guy with basketball acumen or common sense, who will do the right thing in the obvious time and won't do the wrong thing at the obvious time. He's a smarter version of Marcus Smart.
I didn't realize Devin Booker wasn't playing.
Yeah, and that's Bradley Beal next to him. They're both not playing.
What the hell?
And yeah, they're both not playing.
And KD's just carrying him or what?
No, they got other guys. Supposedly. Like this dude.
Is that Eric Gordon?
I don't know who it is. That was Tucker.
No,
that could win.
Eric Gordon got big.
He's a big boy. Large man. Anyway, so the Celtics starting 5 looks great, but after I hope there's a problem. Now, again, these guys, it's early. It's 3 games. You shouldn't panic at 3 games. But I need to see more. I need to see more from them before it's over. That's all.
It's interesting because as I hear you talk about the Celtics, it's kind of like the Knicks took a very different approach in the offseason and really just like said, we're running it back.
I got news for you. I love your bench.
Yes, the Knicks bench is really good.
You've got a legit bench. I love the Knicks bench.
So, and I think, and that's kind of why I don't mind what the Knicks did because they didn't do anything crazy and like mortgage the future or anything.
No, they didn't do a panic move.
Right.
Like what Cuban did.
So
when he blew with Brunson, he panicked. He brought hell in there.
Well, but because he's stubborn, he's going back to it. He still has another season to be proven right. If for some reason the Mavs can be really good this year.
Look, they're 3-0 out of the gate.
I know.
Luka's playing out of his tree right now.
So if anything,
which for Luka's saying a lot.
Right. But that's 3 games.
Yeah, it's 3 games. It's early.
So we'll see.
We usually check in like start 20 games, quarter way through 21, 20 games, something like that, because it's an 82 game season.
Yeah.
So around game 2021, you want to check in. All right, where are they at this point in the season? That gives you a bit of a litmus test, so to speak.
But here's what I like about the Knicks because while it is almost the same team coming back, they got Josh Hart at the trade deadline last year, so they didn't get a full season with him.
But he was an upgrade.
He was an upgrade.
Yeah.
But now it's like full, training camp with him,
Yeah.
preseason, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
And now they're going to be better by the end of the year. They also got DiVincenzo on the bench, which is
He's
another
solid.
upgrade on the
Yeah,
bench.
he's solid.
Quickly is better this year because it's another year of experience.
He is fiery.
I know.
He's
If you ride him,
fiery.
if you push him, he might be one of the best.
If you push him and you ride him, he might break your back. Push.
So yeah, I like the fact that it's kind of like, okay, we went to the playoffs last year, we gained experience as a team, and now we get to play again as that team with that experience under our belt.
I said,
we'll see what they
before,
do.
in our preseason predictions, I said, teams that are together a full year, the second year is when they take a step forward.
Did you say that?
Yeah. I said that
I don't remember that.
It says I said year two, technically, when the nucleus comes back, that second year they're better.
Nucleus?
The nucleus. That nucleus.
I never heard you say the word nucleus.
You heard me say Brunson. He's the nucleus. This is now they've had a full off season with him too.
I agree.
I'm saying this
Now you're
this
now you're
team.
speaking my language.
This team was going to be better. It just was because they kept the key pieces together and they've added to the bench. They're a better team, and they're going to be better in year two in Tibbs' system because they know it now. They're right there. They're going to be better.
RJ Barrett's a year older.
Yeah,
Here's my thing.
he's ascending,
Here's the only.
and so's Brunson.
I wish the Knicks had a scoring threat on the inside.
This is what they were talking about. Let me ask you this: if you wouldn't trade Barrett for, would you trade Julian Randle for it?
For who?
If it was Karl Anthony Towns?
No.
No.
I don't like Karl Anthony Towns.
Okay. Well, he's the best option out there in terms of being able to.
Unless we could trade like Mitchell Robinson and,
And-
Isaiah Hartenstein for him, yes.
And he's young. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I don't really. I don't.
I think Tibbs could rein him in.
Hey,
I think he could. I think he wouldn't be able to cop it too with Tibbs.
I don't really know his game. I think I judge him on his build. He's not built athletically as other
You gotta
guys.
stop looking at that.
No, I'm just
Because I can
admitting.
give you the
just admitting
example of
my
a million
bias.
great players who you look at them, kind of athletically, you just don't see
No,
it.
I know. I'm
But
just
then you watch
admitting-
him play, like, holy fuck, how does he do that?
I'm just admitting my bias.
Yeah, it's
You know
terrible.
what I'm saying?
Well,
but
evolve.
it's natural.
Drop it. No, it's not. You're 40. You should have learned that lesson by
fuck
now.
outta here.
You should have learned that lesson by now. You're a diehard sports fan. You've watched enough hoop to know.
Unconscious bias happens. You have to be able to think.
At
through
some
it.
point, you have to acknowledge greatness because there's enough examples of it from Chris Mullen to Dirk
You're telling me
Nowitzki,
that,
Kevin
that
McHale.
Karl Anthony Towns
tell-
is great? No, he's
I'm
not.
saying for you, you're judging it from the wrong thing. He's 20 and 10.
I agree with you.
He's 20 and 10 in that league. 20-10 in that league is nothing to sneeze at. You're acting like anybody does that. Not everybody does that.
I kind of trust the word of Jimmy Graham and the things he said about
Jimmy
that
Graham?
team. I'm sorry, Jimmy
fuck is
Butler.
Jimmy
Jimmy
Graham?
Butler.
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah,
The one with
you
the
don't.
The one with the hair. That Jimmy Butler? That hair he had in preseason? Remember the two?
So what? He does something like that every year.
Right there, I can't take the man seriously. I just can't
He
take
does it as a joke.
I can't take it.
He does picture day every year in
I
a different
can't
haircut.
take it. It's not even funny. It's terrible.
That was hilarious.
It's like, what are you
He was an emo guy.
Is that what that was?
Yes.
It's terrible.
Every year he does something different on picture day.
I didn't find it funny. I was like, oh my god, dude,
God.
what are you doing? Take that off. It was just, but he couldn't take it off. It wasn't a wig.
Yeah, he fucking
Like,
straightened his hair.
I was like,
that.
take that off, and then I'm like, that's actually his real hair.
No, so okay, so for whatever
You
reason,
can't take that
for
off.
whatever reason, and it's some bias from his build, it's some bias from
Yeah, I
what
can-
Jimmy Butler said about him, and it's some bias from things I've heard.
What did Jimmy Butler say about him?
Jimmy Butler said those guys didn't work, and he would try to call them out and hold people accountable for shit, and like
Oh, they were why? They weren't. But Towns wasn't in Miami, was he? He didn't play.
no, Jimmy Butler was in Minnesota.
He was in Minnesota.
Yeah.
When the fuck
And
was
there's
he in
like
Minnesota?
they were like talking about this practice where he like totally like ripped everybody out there.
For
And
not
that's why
working
they
hard?
got rid of him. Yeah, like he was in practice just like shitting on people. Like him and the second team played against all the starters, and they
Yeah.
were just like, and Butler was eating them alive, talking shit. You
Tell
never
me-
heard about this?
Tell me to work hard. No, never.
Yeah, so I think that has
Tell me
me
to work
sour.
hard. Take the summer off, motherfucker. Shit.
So I think some of that has me sour on Karl Anthony Towns.
Right.
Whether it's true or not, I haven't watched him enough to admittedly give a legit opinion.
Did he say
on how
his
he
name?
plays.
Or just
Yeah,
some
he was
players?
talking about him.
Oh, damn.
He was the big person on that team.
He was
Along
the
with, like-
only one? There was another one.
I mean, there
like
weren't like big stars on that team, right?
that. There was a couple. He wasn't the only talented big man.
If you ride him.
If you
On
push him,
Minnesota,
Jenny.
there was another
If
Minnesota
you
big
ride
man.
him.
There was another Minnesota big man.
Yeah.
Who?
I don't remember. It's like 5 years ago. I don't remember.
Kevin Garnett. Kevin
No,
Love.
it wasn't that far back.
Kevin Love.
No, but he was there at one point too. He was, in fact, he was drafted by them. He was like the 3 pick, and he did well. Well, he put up good numbers, but they
Dude,
didn't.
he used to
win.
rebound the
He
shit
was a
out
double.
of
He
the
was a
ball.
20 and 10 guy,
He-
but they would never even make the playoffs because everything around him sucked. And he finally got out of there.
Who was he there with? There was another good player there.
He was a guard, but he was inconsistent. He was talented, but
Who the
inconsistent.
hell was that?
I don't know.
Bad
He was
memory.
gone before him, I think.
Yeah, you're probably right.
They got rid of him first. Love was like, all right, look, I don't want to stay here either. Watch
Yeah,
this shit.
let me on out.
Let me on out. So they have to Cleveland.
But
Anyway,
if you push him,
but if you ride him,
if you ride him,
it's so terrible. So look, I mean, look, the East is shaping out to where Philadelphia undermanned it. Look, Danny beat Milwaukee in Milwaukee, and then Milwaukee got their doors blown off by Atlanta in Milwaukee. So I mean, the East is deeper than people think.
hold
it
on,
is.
what?
Atlanta
Atlanta
won
blew the doors off him
in Milwaukee.
Oh,
They
that's
beat
when
them.
Lillard only had like 6
They
points.
kicked his ass. And
Who was
fuck,
guarding him?
everybody. They were throwing the kitchen sink at him, I guess, but he couldn't.
Was
get
Trae Young scoring?
No, 20 and 9 assists. He had a good game. 5 steals. He had 5
That's
steals.
nice.
5 steals. That's something.
That's a big night.
That's a
on
big
its
night.
own.
I'm saying he had 20.
5 steals
He had
is
20
big.
points, 9 assists, and 5 steals.
That's a good night.
That's like if you're a point guard.
That's an
pretty
awesome
fucking. That's a
night.
pretty fucking. That's a pretty. He
He's
got
got
it
10
done.
assists?
He rolled. Just missed 10
Nine
assists.
nine
9
assists.
assists.
That's a good game.
I'm saying he rolled his sleeves. That's a roll the sleeves up game. Like, yeah, I'm just trying to fucking beat you at both ends of the floor tonight.
And that's a point guard's dream
Yeah.
game.
So
9 assists.
and then
and
about
5
8
steals.
guys, 8 guys in double figures for Atlanta. 8. That's pretty fucking impressive too. So they have depth. Atlanta was a playoff team last year, and everybody sleeps on them. So I'm like,
Did we look at their roster? Who were we
I'm
looking
trying
at?
to figure out if they got
Clint
Capella was
Capella's
still there.
a big man.
Who's a good big man. He played good defensive,
Yeah.
rim protector. He can finish around the basket. He's got good hands.
And then I think we didn't really know the other guy. It was like a Javante something.
Who was the other guy?
We didn't recognize him. We were like, he
Yeah.
averaged this many points last year?
Yeah, he shocked us. He was a 20-point scorer, I think,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah. And no one knew who the fuck he was.
Yeah,
Who the
yeah.
fuck is that guy? No, but that happens in that league. There's a lot of guys that score 20. You don't look last year, 7 players. This is an NBA record, all time. 7 NBA players in one season averaged over 30 points a game.
That's right.
The
I remember.
previous high was 2. Oh, Grayson Allen.
Grayson Allen. I
Grayson
didn't realize
Allen.
he was on Phoenix.
Yeah, he was part of that deal.
He was part of the Kevin
Yeah.
Durant deal.
The Lillard deal.
The who?
Oh, the Lillard deal. The
Wasn't the Durant deal?
was he?
Because
No.
he was in Brooklyn, wasn't he?
No, he was in
Was he in Milwaukee?
he was in Milwaukee. He came off the bench. in
Oh, so that was the
Milwaukee.
Lillard.
That was the Lillard deal.
The Suns were involved in the Lillard
Yeah, it was a
deal?
3-team trade. They got him. Lillard goes to fucking.
They got
and-
Grayson
and-
Allen
yeah,
in the
Grayson Allen
Damian
in the deal.
Lillard game?
Pretty good
Did they
deal.
get anybody else?
They got one other player. I forget who it was. But I
Oh, didn't
mean,
they get rid of DeAndre Ayton?
He went to Portland, I think.
Right, so they exchanged DeAndre Ayton. So who did they get again? They got They must have got somebody more than Grayson Allen.
He did. They got another player. But I don't remember who it is.
Fuck was it?
I'm just saying that the trade. I mean, they got something out of it. They did. So,
Sorry.
anyway, the thing about it is the league, the Eastern Conference is deep. People are sleeping. I laugh when Jay Williams said this. Jay Williams has no respect for the Celtics. And Tatum's a Duke brother, and I'm like, well, he just doesn't even. It's like he hates them. When he talks about them, like, I don't see this, and I don't see them. Like they've been to the finals and they've been to 5. What the fuck don't you see? They've got experience they've experienced like a motherfucker. What are you talking about? I need to see this. I'm like, they needed to upgrade their current roster. As good as it was, it couldn't win the title. They upgraded 2 starting positions. That's a fact. Everyone acknowledges that, including Jay Williams. But then he sits there when he knows no other team in the league did that. No other contender upgraded 2 starting positions. The Celtics team did that, and he knows that. But like it's irrelevant. It is not irrelevant. It is totally relevant. So, anyway.
And it's going to take them a minute to fully.
Yeah. As my friend Ian said, after
Fully
they beat Miami, after beating New York, 2 playoff teams, 2 good teams, I might add. My friend Ian said they haven't even played well yet.
No.
And they haven't. They really haven't.
Honestly, it's kind of like how I look at the Eagles in the NFL. The Eagles, 7-1, 6-2,
Jets beat them.
and they really haven't played their best football yet.
No, I don't think the Chiefs. You can say that about the Chiefs.
Without a doubt.
6-2, and you know they got another gear. Cincinnati is starting to come on. They look like
Last week might have been their best football.
I'm just saying they look like they're coming.
You called that.
Yeah, I said that. Don't bury them.
But you said they would beat San Francisco.
Yeah, I did.
I stuck with San Francisco. They got a handle.
I said that that kid does not give a shit. Joe Burrow doesn't care. He's got Tom Brady like this is where he's like Tom Brady. Mentally, he's like, fuck you, I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Like, that's how he thinks, just like Brady used to think. So, and to me, when you got that mentality and you've got the weapons he's got, I mean, you name me a better receiving core, better threesome than those 3. I'll give you anybody any chance. I think they're the best. So, and they're starting to come on. And them, dude, Baltimore. I can't wait to see them in Baltimore play again. That's going to be something.
Baltimore's played like one game.
They whipped Detroit though.
Yeah, that was the game where they played to their potential.
You and I were kind of looking like, how the fuck is someone going to stop this? At one point, it was like it was a slaughter. We're like, oh my god, they're killing.
It was a bad one.
It was awful.
They jumped on Detroit.
Detroit's a good team.
Yeah.
They're a good team. They went and won in Kansas City. They're a good team. And they bitch slapped them. And a team, because the thing about Detroit is Detroit prides themselves on being a physical team, too. Like, they're the bully, usually. They got bullied by the Ravens.
But Detroit has kind of shown they can make some mistakes.
Yeah.
They made some mistakes against the Raiders. If the Raiders had any ounce of offense, they might have lost that game.
They do. They have Devontae Adams. They have Jacobs.
Yeah, and what's his face couldn't get him the ball.
I'll tell you, Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't know how Matt Jones is on the hot seat when this fucking clown has weapons like the 2 as I mentioned, and he has Renfro, and they try to trade Renfro too because he doesn't know how to use him.
37 passing yards in the first half. That's Detroit. That's not fucking the 85 Bears.
With Devontae Adams.
And Jacoby Myers. And Josh Jacobs.
I'm saying
and Hunter Renfro.
The dude's got weapons.
Dear God.
Mac Jones would kill for that lineup. Are you kidding me? I would give anything
Most
to Mac Jones.
quarterbacks would.
I would give anything to Mac Jones. Most quarterbacks have him or something like it. Mac Jones doesn't.
And their tight end actually played well last night. I don't know who he is.
Yeah, he's
Hopper or something
I'm
like that?
just saying, he's got weapons.
Yeah.
Jimmy G has weapons that you read about.
And he can actually move a little bit.
Well, he took San Fran with someone to the Super Bowl, so he usually can win. But for whatever reason, he can't get on the right page with these guys.
Yeah.
You said it yourself. He overthrew Deontay Adams on what would have been 2 touchdowns. Easily.
Where even a bad throw gets you 30 yards.
Get it near him. And you're getting
a bad throw gets you 30 yards.
They were so bad. It was like Charlie Brown was throwing the ball.
Yeah.
It was like Charlie Brown was playing quarterback.
That was crazy. And then you could see Devontae Adams completely frustrated. And then at one point in the game, Devontae Adams dropped a 3rd and 4 pass from Garoppolo. But again, it was almost like it was the easiest throw and catch.
Yeah.
Like it was a 3rd and 4.
Yeah.
And Devontae Adams is, he gives a little fake to the outside, slant to the middle. And it would be so easy for an NFL quarterback to just hit him here.
Yeah.
And instead he hits him here. Now, it's still, Devontae Adams should have caught the ball.
No, he's Devontae Adams.
But
he gets paid to make catches like that.
But it's like, damn, dude, he's wide open. You're
wide
watching him
open
the whole time, and he's 4 yards away.
He's wide.
And he's 4 yards, like,
it's like, boom, you look, and
right
it's
in
like
chest.
the defense just stops playing.
Yeah.
No, we're just not going to cover it.
And you can't hit him right here?
It's like it was Featherstone. Do you remember Necessary Roughness? Featherstone. The guy, the man who ran the 100 hurdles in 10.5? 10 flats there.
You remember what you
and
told
then
me you hated last week?
What?
People that tell you about movies that you haven't seen. Do you remember that?
I thought you saw Necessary Roughness.
I might have.
You must have seen that.
Yeah, but I don't remember it. I saw
It has one of the
25 years ago.
Kathy Allen was in it. She was the kicker.
Kathy Allen.
Dude, the rant at the end of the movie by the coach in that,
But if you push him,
it's better than that.
if you ride him.
The rant at the end, he goes in and the head coach is in a hospital. He gets like a heart attack, they think. They don't know what's wrong. So this guy's to take over. He's that dude that you can't put in front of a
Come back in
camera
a couple minutes.
because he's always swearing. So he puts on a suit and tie. He's not a suit and tie guy. He's trying to be like Tom Landry, like Gennaro, and he's not like that at all. He's like the old ball coach. So at halftime he comes in, they're getting pasted, like 21-0. So he goes, so he tries to act like, Ernie Gennaro. He's like, well, guys, Lyman, you got to give Blake at least 4 or 5 seconds to the ball. He's like, hey, we got to pick up that edge rusher there. We got to double back and we have to chip if we need to. Now, let's analyze what has been working for us. And then he looks around, and then he fucking blows a gasket. He goes, this fucking doesn't work for me. I can't stand this stick and tie, and this fucking shirt, and this he starts fucking throwing things all over the place. He goes, you know how you play real fucking football? You play football like Engineer play football. You play like a goddamn like a goddamn rat pissing beast. He was 155 at halfback, and he played like a goddamn wild man. You know what that means? You tear their heads off and you shut down their necks. And he looks around and goes, let us pray. And trust me.
You had to be there, guys.
And trust me, I fucked that up.
Oh, no, we heard.
I fucked it up.
Yeah.
If I could play that,
You were
though.
spitting all over me.
If I could.
And you were bumbling and fumbling through the words.
You were a bumbling fool.
And you were saying, if you push him, if you hide him, this is what it'll turn into. Bumbling boob
You were
of a man.
drooling vegetable.
Bumbling boob of a man. With no damn heart.
You're a human sprinkler system.
But if you push him, if you ride him, this game is terrible.
It really is. Well, Phoenix is having. Well, I mean,
I know, San Antonio's young.
they just got Wembanyama, and that's really it.
Well, let's say they're young. I don't know who else is on that team.
They are. I couldn't name you.
Who's
What
the guy
doesn't he have a
with
teammate?
with the dyed hair?
I don't know who. I don't know who he is. I know that a teammate. They drafted one of his teammates too. That was on the team he was playing with over
good,
here.
though?
Yeah, he was good.
No,
He's
it wasn't just
guard.
like sure we'll draft your friend.
No, he was good. They
okay.
drafted him with their second pick. He was like, so he was good. He was like the point guard for him.
Oh my God, Wembanyama just dribbled the ball down the court.
I know.
At 7'4".
Oh, eat it, bitch. Who's the dude with the headband?
Oh, I got cutting. Where?
Right there. There's two of them. Never mind. Pull up. Ooh, with the kiss, with the smooch.
I don't know who that is.
With the kiss.
Guard for San
Little
Antonio?
kiss. It was Bill Raftery. Little kiss.
He's got one.
I think it's the
sleeve
dude
on.
with that dude is the one he got drafted with. No, him.
This one?
Yeah, him, I think.
I think he was there last year though.
I don't know. You could be right.
If you push him, if you nice
Ooh,
block.
there you go.
If you ride him.
If you're right, I'm Jenny.
Who was that?
I don't know. I don't know. He's fucking good.
No, dude, that.
Ah.
Okay, here we go. Victor Wembanyama, 47 points, 3 for 13 3-point field goals. When was this?
The first three
through
games.
First 3 games. He
Duncan.
took 13 threes.
Yeah,
Okay.
look at David Robinson, dude.
didn't see
69
that.
points.
Oh, he just blocked KD on a 3. Did
Dang.
you see that?
I did.
Show the replay.
I'm telling you, 6'7" with a wingspan of an 8-foot fucking behemoth.
And he can move.
And he's leaking move.
Most guys that tall
The
cannot
kid,
move.
the kid is no joke, America.
But I don't think he should be taking 13 threes.
Well,
He's only
no,
hitting 3 of them.
he's the thing. He doesn't have the build yet, or the body strength to post up consistently. Oh
Get
my
that
god!
shit out
Get
of
that
here.
shit out of my house!
Uh-oh. If you ride him!
If you're right, I'm Jenny.
Who is this guy?
I don't know, but his hair's terrible.
Eubanks?
A nice block though.
His hair is pretty bad.
His hair's terrible.
He looks kind of like
Got the Bart
the
Simpson.
tall guy from Home Alone.
That is the Bart Simpson.
Tall guy from Home Alone.
He's wearing the Bart
Marv.
Simpson. Him too. He's wearing the
Remember
Bart
tall
Simpson.
guy from Home Alone?
Yeah.
Frank Vogel.
Vogelschnitzel.
Vogelback.
He won a ring. He was head coach
How
of
did
Lakers.
they not
in the bubble.
show? How did they not replay Wembanyama's block of KD's 3? Was it? Did I
It'll be on
not
Sports
see
Center
it?
tonight.
How could they have not even? Who's that chucking?
Damn! Bang!
Banged
What
it.
is that?
Is that Dan Marley?
Oh, he drained it. Fucking drained it.
Dan Marley.
Kid didn't even fucking hesitate. Just fucking bang it.
Was that Grayson Allen? That was Grayson Allen.
Was it him?
Yeah.
He can shoot.
He's
Grayson's tough.
he's annoying.
It's annoying as fuck.
You know, like the weird, dirty shit.
He does do. He does. Yeah,
weird
he has a
shit.
bit of a.
Tripping people and
Yeah.
grabbing people and stuff.
He's got a bit of a checkered. Yeah.
That's him, right?
That's Grayson. Yeah, right there. Step in, bang.
Man, that shot was smooth.
Yeah, he's got the game. He may be a prick, but he's got game. You see that with the no look, no catch?
That's Eric Gordon.
Yeah.
From?
What, North Virginia?
No.
Oh my God, Grayson again.
Indiana.
From fucking Larry Land.
Eric Gordon went to Indiana. I thought he was going to be better in the league. He's had a long
He's
career.
had a good career. He's been around.
Yeah.
I bet he's been a double-digit scorer his whole career.
That's a good point.
I mean, it's hard to
You're right.
last in that league. Was that a foul? No.
He wanted it. They weren't giving it.
They were not giving it up. Anyway, with 30 seconds to go in the first half, Phoenix is comfortably ahead, 60-43 over the San Antonio Spurs. We're trying to see. Oh, get out! Who is this dude? It's the same kid who blocked the other guy. That dude's hair is terrible.
Collins?
His hair isn't much better. Him.
Yikes.
Yowzers. Two guys who need the hair club for men fast. Fucking ridiculous.
Hair club for men. They both had hair.
But it's fucked up hair.
If you ride him, KD, with the two-handed flush.
Who was that, KD?
That might have been over Wemby.
Damn. KD said, take this kid.
It was on an inbounds.
He said, take this kid.
They caught somebody napping on an inbounds.
Yeah. Damn.
KD's guarding Wemby.
Yeah.
I want to see Wemby get the ball.
Yeah.
Actually, he should go down.
Oh!
Right by him.
Oh, shit!
And Grayson Allen left-handed.
Dude, he switched hands.
He left KD in his tracks.
He broke KD and
he
then
just left him. He didn't even have to break him.
Oh, my God. That's going to be the highlight of the
If you ride him.
If you ride him, Jenny. Is that going to go in? No.
There have been 4 plays that we should have seen replays of.
Look at this. Here's the dunk. All right.
That's off the. Oh,
Durant,
that is on Wemby.
all right, so Durant dunks on Wemby. Now
Off an inbounds.
Wemby comes back, breaks him, and then dunks on him.
They didn't
he
show
dunked on him.
He dunked on Grayson
Oh,
Allen.
he just leaves Durant and
Grayson
lefty.
Allen.
No, that's not Grayson Allen.
That is Grayson
That's the
Allen.
big dude.
No, that was Grayson.
That's the big dude.
Oh, it's the Home Alone guy.
The Home Alone dude. Yeah. It's that.
Yeah, right him.
Jenny. Fucking Wemby's no joke. No joke.
That was a pretty cool scene.
Look at that fucking move.
That was a break.
Oh, he flushed it on his head.
Eubanks. Kevin Eubanks.
You got mossed.
Why are they still standing on the court? They're reviewing something?
Mm-hmm. Maybe a legal defense.
He got mossed.
That's a fucking mugging.
Oh, so they're trying to see if that guy fouled him before the clock ended, maybe?
I think so, yeah.
Before the shot clock went off.
I'd say that. Yeah, that's a foul. Put him on the line for 2. Okie dokie. Anyway.
Is that it?
I think that's it.
I think that's
Is there anything left to say? I don't know what to do.
It's all been said.
The
we
reality-
didn't do the Giggle Smoke Guarantee or
That's Friday. Friday we do a
2
pick.
cents Tommy.
That's Friday. We do a pick segment.
Okay.
And we do that side segment too. We do the Giggle Smoke Guarantee, which we will do Friday, and 2 cents with Tommy. In a couple of days to come up with some 2
They
cents.
call me Tommy 2 cents
Tommy 2
because
cents.
all I got's 2 fucking cents.
That's right. 2 cents. 2
To my
fucking
name.
cents to give. And I don't think he's going to give it to you either.
2 cents to my name.
That will be Friday night. So we'll be doing our picks. We're doing our picks before. I picked up a game on them.
You could have picked up more.
I think it was 1.
Why you picked Chicago, I'll never understand.
Why you picked San Fran? I'll never understand.
No, I know you had it right. I'm saying the Chicago pick was bad.
San Diego stinks.
Chicago stinks.
Chicago looked better than San Diego did going to that game. San Diego whooped their ass.
Without Justin?
That was the thing. Justin was the problem. No Justin. Is what it ended up being.
Right.
I thought they still would run the ball enough and fuck. I thought San Diego's coach would find a way to fuck it up because he usually does. His track record is. That was the thing I was pinning my hopes on. And San Diego's defense also stinks. So, anyway, whatever. I missed it. I was wrong. But I was right on the Bengal game. I was right.
You were.
I was. So, anyway, we will see you Friday night. Pick segment, Tommy's 2 cents, and the Giggle Smoke Guarantee.
Speaking of which, the Giggle Smoke Guarantee was...
That's the beauty of it.
Yikes.
You had to be high to guarantee it.
Yikes.
What were you high, man? What the fuck?
If you push him,
What
if
were
you
you
ride him.
What were you smoking, man? What the hell?
Dude, I
What
remember,
went into that pipe?
I remember going, oh yeah, let me see if Utah won. Giggle smoke guarantee, here we fucking go. And I was like,
What would-
oh
They
shit.
got bitch slapped.
Man.
So you know what?
Did
You know what the
Utah show up?
You know what the problem was? Do you know what happened on Friday afternoon that I ignored? When they're
A
ever going
black cat walked across the
No,
field.
whenever they're going to do a game day, it's a big game like this. They usually interview one of the coaches. So they interviewed the Utah coach. The fucking guy pulls up in a fucking Harley Davidson,
Badass.
looking like cut sleeves. And this is the head coach, and I'm watching this going, what
Really?
a fucking tool. Man. I'm just like, what a
Is
fucking.
he trying to be Dion?
Yeah. He's this fucking old white guy with fucking is like, what are you doing? What are you, 5?
I wanna see
He's
this.
like, what a donkey. He pulls up. And of course they're eating up.
Was that at the Pat McAfee show?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was fucking horrific. And then he gets in a fake arm wrestling contest with McAfee and whips him and whatever. I'm like, this is so cheesy. Everything about it was cheesy. It was terrible. And I just had I had a feeling. I'm like, it doesn't matter. But I'm like, but something back in my mind was telling me, are these guys frauds? Are they? And then lo and behold, they get blasted.
Here, I found the video.
They get Look at them. They want a tool bag. It pulls up. Like,
He's the Utah
I'm like,
version
you
of
are such a
Deion
fucking
Sanders.
dork. You would just learn how to ride that thing last week. Fucking break. It's never.
Where
been
them ducks at, baby? Where them ducks at?
Fucking clown. What a clown show. I was a clown show. You're fucking looking at it like, you're a donkey. You're a fucking donkey. And it proved that's what happened. That's what I literally, that should have been my guess. But like, I was going to pick them, but then this donkey pulls up in a fucking like,
But that happened
like
Saturday.
Like he just came from a road
Did
game.
did that happen? Was that Friday?
That was Friday, and then Saturday they get bitch slapped.
So you had that information when you made your
I
pick.
know. I ignored. I'm saying I looked at that. I thought it was odd for a second, but I didn't really pay it no mind. But then looking back, I'm like,
Yo, did you see the video of the NC State coach calling out Steve Smith?
I did not. No.
I guess they were doing.
Calling on Steve Smith.
Yeah, I guess they were doing game picks with Steve Smith at Utah,
Yeah.
and they got to the NC State game,
Okay.
and whoever they were playing, Steve Smith said, that team's gonna win because NC State's, they're getting ready for basketball season to start.
That was Steve Smith's prediction.
And then NC State won, and the coach in the post game interview, he was like, tell Steve Smith he can kiss my ass. This ain't a basketball school. It's like, well, it kind of is, but
You do have a national championship.
right, it is a basketball
One
school.
of the most famous games ever played, in my head.
But I still okay.
I mean, football national championship.
Enjoy
yeah,
your
but-
moment. You're right. He was wrong this time.
You tell Steve to kiss my ass.
Right. It's like the one day NC State has a good game. This guy's like, this ain't no fucking basketball school. That's like Duke.
Yeah.
Duke being like, fuck off. This ain't no basketball school.
Yeah, I
Did you
mean-
see? I think Duke is getting that Cooper Flagg kid.
Yeah. Kid's filthy.
He's one of the top recruits in the
I've
country.
seen a few tapes on him. He is, yeah.
He's
that,
legit, right?
He's that dude. Yeah, he is. And he's like 7 feet tall.
Is he potentially another white villain in
He's
the
like
land
a-
of Duke Blue
He's
Devils
potentially a
basketball?
white Wimbiana.
Is he that tall?
He's like 7'1".
I didn't realize he was that
He's
tall.
He's 7 feet or 7'1". Yeah.
I think I've seen videos of like him.
And he's been growing. 2 years ago he was like 6'8", and then he was like 6'11". I've seen film of him for a couple of years now.
That's pretty crazy.
And they were wondering where I forget where they said he was from, but there's a school there that it's a Division I school. I thought he might stay home. I think, but Duke's Duke, so Duke still has that.
Yeah.
They're that cash.
I mean, it is weird without
Duke
Krzyzewski.
But the guy who took over was a point guard on his national championship team.
Who is it, Wojo?
No, this Shire, John Shire.
Oh,
When they won
Shire's
the
the coach,
national
that's right.
championship, he was the starting point guard on that team.
Yeah.
He was fucking tough.
I know, but it's gonna
Smart
But it's
kid,
gonna take
and
him some time
I'm
to
just
earn
saying. But here's the thing: he has been his assistant since the day he graduated.
Yeah, I'm not taking anything away from him.
And on the recruiting trail, he's been doing all the recruiting. He's the one going into the homes. So he's already got that in his back pocket. Like, that's the biggest thing about being a coach. You just sit down with these parents and convince them that I'm Johnny's best way to the pros.
But how
that's
much,
what
how
it is
much
now.
of the best way to the pros was Coach K? Wasn't he the selling point?
Of course he was. But Shire was the assistant coach too and learned.
Yeah, I'm not trying to take anything away from
when
Shire.
when Krzyzewski came up, it was the exact same thing. He worked under Bobby Knight, and he was Bobby Knight's lead scout, a top assistant and head scout. So when Knight eventually left to go to Indiana, he got his first hit. That was Krzyzewski. Literally, that's how he started. Tough, hard-nosed point guard, a lot like Shire was, but Shire was a better player because that was an Army.
I know. I'm just saying he doesn't have the same.
Not yet, he doesn't.
Right. That's
But I'm
all
saying he has a good reputation already out there
Yeah.
because he's been on the recruiting trail for years.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's a rookie coming into the homes now.
No, I'm just
He's
saying.
been doing this a long
I'm
time.
just saying, for a little while, maybe for a long while, it'll be be harder to just be like it's Duke, because while it is Duke, Coach K is gone, which brings it down. Just
They're
slightly.
predicted. You know what their preseason ranking is?
Is it one?
Number 2.
Yeah, I don't mean in terms of how good they
And
are.
they were
I
in
mean
the-
in terms of how people see them.
But they were in the Elite 8 last year.
Yeah,
the first
no,
year
I
after they
know.
lost Coach K.
I know.
Usually when you lose a guy like that.
I'm not saying their performance is going to drop off.
Well, I'm saying I don't think
But-
it is. I think they'll be in the
But I
finals
think
this year.
naturally it
And
could
then-
be harder for them to recruit without Coach K.
Well, Cooper
Now,
Flagg
if they-
is proof that they're not.
Well, if they keep showing that they can win,
Yeah.
it doesn't fucking matter who's the coach.
I think the other thing about Duke is that they have that reputation of developing players. If you want to go to the NBA and excel, you go through a program like Duke because they prepare you to play in the NBA. Whereas a lot of these other colleges, like Syracuse, that Boeheim was terrible at that. He was awful at it.
Yeah.
Jerry McNamara is the perfect example. He's a top point guard in America. He was down at Duke and Syracuse, and everybody said he should have went to Duke. And he went to Syracuse to Carmelo Anthony. They win a title, and he just goes downhill. He's never the same again. Well, Shaq.
He held up a cup that said, "I have 4 rings. How about you?" Something like that.
Shaq, I have 4 rings.
They're always fucking with Charles.
Shaq is on. I have 4
Charles looks good. Did he lose weight?
He's lost weight. Chuck
He
has
looks
lost
good.
weight. He looks sharp. He's lost a lot of weight, actually. I think he said 70 or 80 pounds.
Shit, I need to go on his plan.
Yeah, he's a fucking former pro athlete.
Dude, he looks young as shit right there.
I know. He's a former pro athlete.
Some
It's not hard for them to get back
some
into shape.
former pro athletes look like shit.
Some of them do.
They got beat up.
But most of them don't. Most of them look like they can still play.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of them.
A lot of them. So, anyway, that's going to do it for segment 2. So, we will return Friday night pick segment. We will update you on the World Series. By the way, 10 to 1?
No, it's 10 to 5 right
10
now.
to 5.
Or 11
Texas.
11 to 5.
Who they have a 2-1 lead in the series, right? They're going for a 3-1.
Yeah, this will be 3-1.
3-1 if they hold on.
Almost certain death for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, the
my
Diamondbacks got to
goodness.
find a way to get back in this series because 3-1 might be too much to overcome. But anyway, we will update you on that Friday night. Also, if it's over, if it's still going on. Until then, for the redoubtable one himself, Thomas, so the high question one. Happy Halloween, America! My favorite night of the year. We had a great time. It was awesome. And when we see you, we will be on towards Turkey Day. Gobble gobble.